Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm Gamesplaining Grand Austria Hotel. So, it's been a year since I did the Gamesplain for Grand Austria Hotel. What do I think of it? Do I still like it? All those questions will be answered. First question, have I played it? Yes, I have played it once, one time only. I feel like I've played it more often than that, but Board Game Geek is showing just the one, so I'm going to say I have played this just once since I did the Gamesplanation. Do I still like it? Yes, I still like it. Do I want to get it to the table? Yes, I want to get it to the table more. Do I see it coming through my Instagram? I feel like I've only seen it once or twice in the last year, so there's not a whole bunch of people playing it, at least not people that I'm following on Instagram. I think this deserves to be played a lot more than it gets played, simply because it is a good game. I haven't come across a game that has mechanically similar ideas, or I'm not saying this is a unique game by any stretch of the imagination, but just the flow of how things work seems intrinsic to this game in particular. I really like this game. I think it's a worthwhile game to have a look into. If you can find a copy of it, get it, have a look at it. Go back and have a look at my Gamesplanations to get a real good feel for how the game plays and if this is a game that would be up your alley. But I personally really like this game. I like pulling it out. I find it quite almost a soothing game to play. The idea of being able to roll a whole bunch of dice and then whatever's been rolled tells you what those actions are, but also tells you how many times you can do that particular action. I think that's a really wonderful thing. It's a really good use of dice. I have gone on record many times as being the guy who just dislikes the whole I roll something and that makes me have to do this. As soon as you throw a game in that has some form of choice over what's happening with the dice, you're onto something good. That's my feeling anyway. There's a lot of games that I've got and I've done Gamesplations for, and ones I haven't done Gamesplations for yet, that use those dice and you roll them, and you might have, so I don't know, Merlin, you have 4 dice that you have to use, you have to move them, but it's your choice of which order you take those dice. That's right on that borderline for me. There's another one where you're rolling and you have 3 rerolls. So what's that? Feast of Odin. You have 3 rerolls whenever you roll the dice, and your choice is when to stop. Once again, it's on that borderline, but it's better than just rolling the dice and you're stuck with it. Anything that a designer can do to mechanically change how dice are used, I think is a really good thing and makes dice suddenly work. There's other games where, you know what, I don't mind them being what they are. So say Roll for the Galaxy, you're rolling however many dice come out of your cup and you're putting them in spots, but you've got a lot of choices there. There's still choice, and I think that's what it comes down to, is the choice. This game gives you a heck of a lot of choice. If you don't like what is being rolled, what your choices are, you can just say, no, I'll pass for the moment. It comes back around to once everyone else has had their turns. Any dice that are left there, you remove one, but you get to roll all of them again. It's a worthwhile thing. It's one of those crunchy decisions to kind of, look, I could do this, but I don't want to do that. I really want to do that action, but I'm only going to have this many dice or this possible option. And each time you can actually continue to re-roll them if you don't like them. That decision is really crunchy. The other thing that I find really crunchy and really kind of tough to get your head around or tough to keep track of in this game is there's a secondary line where you need to get above a certain amount, and it's above a higher point each time you have to get above that point. And that's the Emperor's track. So there's one thing you can choose that will allow you to take money or to push along the Emperor track, and you need to be up to a certain point on the Emperor track because you're going to lose a whole bunch of points on that track, and then if you're above a certain point, then you get some bonuses or some benefit. If you're below that point, then you get stuff taken away from you. And finding that nice little space, you could actually lose most of the game with just focusing on getting up that Emperor track. There's so much going on with this. I think it's a really wonderful game to kind of get you thinking and get your head into it, and it's nice and crunchy. And look, I haven't looked up where it is in terms of weight on BGG, but I suggest it's probably around that low 3s kind of area, where it just you're thinking. There's a lot to think about. There's a lot going on, but it still seems relatively straightforward. Look, I think it's a wonderful game. If you haven't come across the Grand Austria Hotel previously, I suggest have a look at my videos, see what you think of it. If you have come across Grand Austria Hotel and you have a copy, pull it back off your shelf, have another play of it, see how it goes. It's sitting in that up to a 4-player range, and to be honest, I've only ever played this as a 2-player experience. I would be intrigued to play it as a 4-player game, just to see how differently it plays. But as the 2-player game, it works really, really nicely and sits really comfortably within the genre of games that I'm liking. So look, I'll leave it there. If you've got any games that you would like to be Gamesplaned, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.